Hey, Jeff Packer here with the Packer Group, and I'm coming to you with our first quarter market update. And here's the deal. The market is going bananas. It is spring. The spring market has sprung, and I'm here to talk to you about all the things that are contributing to why the market is the way it is, and is this sustainable? So let's dive into the numbers. All right, so what's driving a lot of these statistics that we're seeing? Right now, what I would say is that we're obviously seeing prices going up. Prices are going up, especially when we look at the first quarter statistics. Here's January. That was the bottom so far this year at a median sales price of $209 for our area. Then in February it went up to $216, and then it had a pretty big jump in March to $225, which is up from last year by 7% from last March. And so what's contributing to a lot of this? Well, here's the big deal. We start looking at this, it's a supply and demand equation. This is what we're seeing. So obviously winter months, that's typical. We usually see these. This is a 3-year graph. We usually see our winter months being our lower months of inventory. We certainly saw that again this year. And and low supply is one thing, but obviously there's another part of the equation, and that's demand. And so when we look at the demand side, we can look and say, okay, available homes for sale, because new listings have increased, but the available homes for sale is at the lowest that it's been. And that's again in large part because the pending sales are the highest. They're taking a peak here, especially in March. So January and February it was stable, and then March it really took off. And so what's driving that? Well, we know short-term rising interest rates get people a little bit off the bench and say, oh, we better buy a home before the rates get too crazy. And so all of these types of things are what's then driving the market to doing what it's doing. So supply is extremely low. Demand is extremely high, and it is causing then prices to go up. All of that points to the first quarter behaved very much like the normal first quarter would. The inventory levels in January and February pretty slow, not a ton of homes being bought comparative to what we'll see here this spring and summer. And then March hit, like it does every year, we start seeing it go up. And even so far as this video is being recorded in middle of April, the market is really starting to take off. And so we can see that evidenced in a lot of other aspects of this. We can look at days on market and see how days on market have continued to drop. We can look at month supply of inventory. So when we look at that graph, we can see month supply of inventory is at an all-time low. And so all of these things are contributing to the fact that supply is staying low, demand is high, and that's gonna mean more of the same as far as what the market is going to portray. So one of the other things to that, and I'm gonna pull up a graph here, and this is the forecast of what we are seeing right now in the real estate market and what we've seen since 2017. And so if you look, 2020 and 2021 were nuts. We saw lots more homes sold than the previous years. We saw increase in pricing. We saw increase in dollar volume, all of those things. That's all in the past. But is it going to continue? Is it sustainable? Yes, we look at 2022's forecast, and all the experts are saying we're gonna continue to see rising prices. So what does this mean for you watching this after the first quarter of 2022? And should you buy, should you sell? If you need to do both, what should you do? And the bottom line is do not sit on the sidelines. Do not just sit with your head in the sand thinking, oh, we'll just let this market cool back down and then we'll get into the market. Because the reality is the rising prices to everything is going to actually hurt you long term, because prices are going to continue to go up. There's nothing in the market that suggests otherwise. The best way to curb against inflation is owning a home. And so in inflationary periods, which we're in right now, home ownership, the net worth of your home, the equity building in your home is going to continue to increase. All of this is a good thing for you who's a homeowner. And if you're a first-time home buyer, yes, I understand there's a ton of challenges to purchasing a home right now. And some might even say, oh, don't do it. Prices are all-time high. They're gonna have to come down. There is nothing that's gonna suggest that they're gonna come down. And so I would make a hard argument as to getting into home ownership sooner than later. And obviously, if you're looking to buy, and especially if you're looking to downsize, if you're looking to sell and especially looking to downsize, now couldn't be a better time to do so than ever before, because prices are at an all-time high, competition is at an all-time high. And so I would strongly endorse getting your home ready and on the market as quickly as possible. So first quarter was more of the same, what we expected to see, and we don't want you to miss the boat. So I'm coming at you with this market update to educate you. And if you have questions, concerns, deeper understanding that you're seeking on all of this stuff, call me right away. We'd be happy to help. Thanks a lot and welcome home.